Hello art friends, my name is Fleshwad and welcome to the channel. Happy 4th of July. In this video, I have 4 creepypasta OCs for you that all have to do with the 4th of July. Make sure to watch this video in the dark with the lights off and your headphones on for the best viewing experience. Our first creepypasta was submitted by Suki-chan, and it is titled, The Secret of the Fireworks. I was 15 and 4th of July was coming around the corner. Every year my family ran a huge party. At the end, there was always a firework display. I thought this year would be the same. But it was a disaster. It was July 3rd and my parents had went to the store. We need fireworks, paper plates, plastic silverware, tablecloths, charcoal, and the dead body, said my mom. Dead body? I asked. No, I said meant body spray for your father, Mom said back. That was strange. I swear I heard her say something else. We went to the store and bought what we needed. My parents invited over somebody I had never seen before. From what I had heard, his name was Otis, and he was new to the town. All of a sudden, Otis and my dad were walking into the garage. I decided to get something to eat while they were talking. Ooh, brownies, I thought. I ran into the garage to ask my dad if I could have one. I see Otis laying on the ground with blood gushing from his head. Dad, I scream. You've seen too much flour. You have to die too, he said. Then I hit the floor hard. My dad had a hammer in his hands with me and Otis's blood on it. Soon, it all went black. It felt like hours, maybe even days, until I woke up from that horrid nightmare. Except, it wasn't a nightmare at all. This was crazy. I could see my legs on a firework and my head and torso on another. Same with Otis. We blasted into the air. I exploded, my blood flying everywhere. Now, I know why I always had red paint on my arms and face after the show. The firework display was full of secrets. Starting off strong with this first OC. Thank you, Suki-chan, for submitting your story. I love this one. I was like reading it and I was like, this is a little weird. And then bam, at the end, that was perfect. Perfect creepypasta, very tasty. Thank you. And I hope you like my drawing for your OC, flower. Our second creepypasta is titled The Killer of 4th of July. Hello, my name is Justin. I have had the most terrifying experience a week ago, and no one believes me. But I hope you do. Me and my friend Alex planned to spend the night in the forest a mile away from Alex's house. We'd even packed up the beer he somehow got even though we were underage. It was the 4th of July when we went to the forest. What I didn't know was that my crush, Carmel, was going also. The day went on as usual and I soon became tired. Hey man, I'm gonna go to sleep, Alex had said. Me too, man. I had yawned loudly. I had noticed that Carmel wasn't coming with us. Aren't you tired, Carmel? I asked. Oh no, I'm fine. I'll just stay out here and stargaze, she said, smiling at me. I was stupid and said, okay, come into the tent when you want to sleep, and went to the tent and slept. I woke up to heavy breathing next to me and arms wrapped around me and thought it was Carmel. I gasped when I felt a slight stinging sensation in my stomach area. I soon found out I was tied up in somewhere different, a cave of some sort. Oh, so you're awake. I heard Carmel giggle. Now that you are, this will be a lot more fun. I heard her untie a blindfold that I didn't even notice was there. The blindfold fell and I gasped in shock, panic, and fear. My friend Alex was tied up with fireworks in his mouth and missing his shirt. Him missing his shirt showed me his stomach was sewn up in a square. I was not prepared for what came next. Carmel walked up to him, lit the fireworks, and giggled, running back quickly. The fireworks soon set off, exploding his head and getting blood on me, and allowing me to see what was on the wall. In Alex's guts and heart, it said on the wall, "I love you, Justin." I was shocked and frustrated, so I started to struggle in my restraints. Sweetheart, please don't struggle. And I gasped as I felt a cold iron thing on my neck. I quickly fell asleep. When I woke up, I heard her sleeping quietly. I wiggled out of the ropes and quickly ran out of the cave. I heard her scream in frustration as I ran away and heard her loud footsteps coming after me. I gasped for air as I got out of the cave and still heard her behind me. I kept tripping on branches and ran until I got out of the woods. I quickly turned around and saw her smiling. She got out some fireworks and walked back into the forest. After I went home and was questioned by the police, I turned on the news to hear them say, "A forest fire has been started in the forest. It was originally made with, assumingly, fireworks." If you meet someone named Carmel that has glossy black hair that fades into green, one eye yellow and the other eye all black with an unknown green liquid-like substance dripping from it, pale brown skin, a dirty and bloody oversized green hoodie with a dirty 4th of July hat that's kind of crumbled up, brown fishnet stockings, and muddy green sneakers, run. If she loves you, she will kill anyone for you, and will kill you if you don't love her. I heard her say something as I ran away from the forest. Happy bloody 4th of July! That was our second OC, 4th of July OC, submitted by Liberty Skylar. Thank you so much for submitting your Creepypasta story. I really liked it. I really had a lot of fun drawing this girl. I hope you like it. Great description, by the way. Very, very cool. Our third OC was submitted by Writing Times Shaylee and is titled, "Your screams are nothing compared to the fireworks noise." I stood behind the one-sided window, watching the detective and old woman intently. The old woman was visibly shaking, looking around and wailing around the room. The detective crossed his arms and looked at me. He gave me a signal, and I started the recording. Murder case, number 7, July 4th, 2015, 10:32 p.m. The recording spoke before producing a loud beep sound, and then silence. "Please state your name, ma'am," the detective said, addressing a serious vibe. The woman didn't stop looking around and holding the cross. Then a moment hit her, and she looked at the detective. Her eyes looked restless, like she hadn't slept in days. You could sense the insanity just by her stare. "My name is Mayweather Hilberg, but that's not what is important," she said, not looking away from the detective's eyes. He gave back the same stare before continuing the questioning. "Could you give me a short summary of what happened in your house that night? Why was your husband found brutally cut up?" he said, leaning back in his chair, relaxed. I sighed before looking at the troubled woman, wailing the cross again. Well, She stammered a bit before looking back at the detective, the same look from before. An entity entered my house. The cackling of fireworks from before muffled the noises of the break-in. And his screams, she said before being interrupted by the detective. What was that at the end? And why are you lying? He said. I was confused by his question because all she said lined up with the evidence. By the woman's expression, she looked puzzled too. I was at the house about an hour ago, looking around for evidence. There was absolutely no sign of a break-in, the detective said. The woman ignored his question and continued on. It wasn't human. It had spikes all over its arm. Its legs were cut up and black ooze drizzled down its thighs. Before the detective could stop her, she dropped the cross and frowned. The woman looked back at the detective. The distraught in her eyes had disappeared, and all you could feel from her presence was hatred and glee. A little bit ago, the fireworks were lined up in a row. The woman's voice began getting deeper by the second. It started off as a sweet, humbled old lady voice and turned into a deep and evil one. I entered the house, quieter than a mouse.
Before anybody could scream, his blood flowed out like a stream. Without another word, my wish was conferred. I'll be gone with another life, taken by the shape of a knife.
The woman stood up, and like she had described, her arms suddenly started to turn pitch black, and spikes started sprouting out of her wrinkly skin. A black ooze started to drip down her thighs, and her frail body shape formed into a masculine one. The wrinkles were gone, and her eyes were gashed out by her own hands. As she bled out, she walked over to the detective and hovered over him.
Your screams are useless. Soon this will turn torturous. It's the 4th of July. Your time to die.
The spikes grew larger, and she stared at the frightened man. He screamed and screamed until his voice went out. Nobody came to help him, not even me. I was frozen in fear as I saw the once old woman stab him in the gut multiple times. When he fell to the floor, I thought for sure that he would be dead. But I was wrong. He was alive. The woman shoved bugs into the huge open wound, along with salt. I saw him black out before the entity crushed his head into pieces. Brain matter and blood flew on the window and walls. It disappeared from my sight, and I fainted. Recording number 7, murder case, July 4th, 2015, 6:66 p.m. Audio file was corrupted. Please try again later. Audio file was corrupted. Please try again later. Audio file was corrupted. Please try again later.
Audio file was corrupted. Please try again later.
Audio file saved. Successfully loaded. Audio file sent to email at policestationjero.org. And that was our third Creepypasta OC. I had a little bit of trouble with the design for this one. I really need to work more on being able to draw creatures or entities instead of just drawing humans. But thank you so much, Shaylee, for submitting this OC. I hope I'm saying your name right, or kind of at least close to right. But yeah, you made me want to draw more entities or creatures, so maybe I'll do that soon. But I hope that you like my piece for your OC. I hope it's all right. Yeah, thank you for submitting your creepypasta. Our last OC for this video is a very short OC, but I loved the description of it, of this OC, so it's just a bonus one. Our last creepypasta was submitted by Hellish Studios and is titled 4th of Jude. Before Patriotic Parish was who she is, she was just Sparky Conwell. She had a lot of friends and cared for everyone. She earned the name Patriotic by her pale white skin, blue bruises, and red cuts. She stayed by herself, but one day, a girl named Katri Nico decided to invite everyone to her 4th of July party. The day came around pretty fast. Sparky had her hair colored. 4th of July clothes, unaware of the doom before her. Katri got everyone around by the fireworks. Katri took Sparky away and shoved 2 sparklers in her eyes. Her eyes turned black and she cried. Katri took an axe and slit her throat. She hacked away and cleaned up. No one knew. The next party came and Sparky was a demon. She set a firework in Carrie's house when everyone was drunk and asleep. She grabbed the only person alive, Katri. She grabbed a statue of an eagle she was going to give Katri last year and hacked her with it. Now, every 4th of July, she kills anyone who enters or is living in the Nico household. And that was the bonus creepypasta OC submitted by Hellish Studios. Thank you for submitting your OC. So that about wraps up the 4th of July video. Yeah, let me know what you guys want the next OC video to be themed around, or if you just want it to be a random one that works as well. Just let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, so these are all the drawings of all 4 OCs. You can vote in the poll which drawing you like most. It's not really based on the story, it's just based on my drawing, on my part of the OC. You can vote which one was your favorite in the poll above. That's the end of this creepypasta OC video. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't, so you don't miss the next creepypasta OC video. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next video, bye.